Um, the second one, this is a little bit of like an API demo. Unfortunately, nothing super flashy to show, but we've already had a lot of interest in our Embed SSO product, and definitely a lot of folks who are using a plethora of languages, gotten requests to have SSO SDK support in languages like PHP, Ruby, Python, and I believe Rust. Um, and we've published our algorithm so that folks can build it themselves, but that's obviously like fairly painful. Um, and so this week we had another request from someone who's trying to write their own SDK, I believe in Python, and who wants to generously open source it. And they were asking about a way to validate that what they're building matches our algorithm. So we've had on the back burner this idea of like, what if we just have our own endpoint that you can hit, including with your API secret, and then we will just return to you a signed URL. So this has two nice properties. One is if you want to support a new language for an SDK, it literally just comes down to sending an HTTP request to us. And then two, if you do want to be incredibly generous and build an SDK that you might open source and validate that it's working correctly, you can write all your internal logic, generate a URL, and then send the same request parameters to us, and we'll return a URL that you can compare it to. And so this is kind of an example of what that request structure looks like. So the URL, the path is just embed SSO generate URL. And then the body is a stringified object of properties. And in this case, these are the required properties. So the content path, the external ID, name of the user, and your secret. And you can see it generates this nice signed URL for you. And you just come on, just copy it so you can see it. So this is the kind of thing that you would then insert into an iframe source attribute, and you'd be off to the races. And one thing to note here is this endpoint is stateless. So it doesn't do any work to look up secrets and validate them against the org or anything like that. The idea there being is slightly more secure by just being a straight pass through, and ensures that we don't have to authenticate the endpoint. So it's reduces the sort of like resource requirements for the endpoint. That's it.